Hey everyone, I am catching up from yesterday, and the topic from yesterday's passage from the language of letting go is new beginnings. Resentments are the blocks that hold us back from loving ourselves and others. Resentments do not punish the other person, they punish us. They become barriers to feeling good and enjoying life. They prevent us from being in harmony with the world. Resentments are hardened chunks of anger. They loosen up and dissolve with forgiveness and letting go. Letting go of resentments does not mean we allow the other person to do anything to us that he or she wants. It means we accept what happened in the past and we set boundaries for the future. We can let go of resentments and still have boundaries. We try to see the good in the person or the good that ultimately evolved from whatever incident we feel resentful about. We try to see our part. Then we put the incident to rest. Praying for those we resent helps. Asking God to take our resentments from us helps too. What better way to begin a new year than by cleaning the slate of the past and entering this one free of resentments? Higher power, help me become ready to let go of my resentments. Bring any resentments that are hidden within me and blocking me to the surface. Show me what I need to do to take care of myself by letting go of resentments, and then help me do that. Back on January 1st, 2013, I was out with Ryan and we ran into somebody that I had been harboring a lot of resentment over for years. And really being angry and bitter at somebody else and holding on to that only holds you back in life. You think that you're punishing the other person, but you're really punishing yourself. And really, when I look back at all the things that I lashed out at, and I was a very vindictive person who held grudges for a really long time, it really was based on somebody hurting me. And the way I felt I was in control is by being angry and bitter and mean in return. And really, it didn't do anything. That you can't fight hate with more hate, because it just creates more and more hate. And it's like throwing gasoline on a fire. But I remember apologizing to this person, and I felt free. And one of my very first blog posts when I started blogging was on the topic of forgiveness. And I remember sharing it with people, talking about how great it felt to forgive. And from that moment on, I went on this spree of forgiving people and apologizing to people. I apologized to people for being so vindictive to them. And that didn't mean that I was going to be best buddies with them. And in fact, I apologized to a second person right after that. And it felt so good. And we never became friends again, other than the fact when we saw each other, there wasn't that seeping out of anger, and I didn't want to avoid that person, and it didn't suck the energy out of me when I saw that person. And still to this day, when I see her, we say hi, but we never went back to being best friends like we were. But it was so freeing to me. And I was telling Ryan the other day that since 2018 started, I received 2 apologies from people. And I've become one of those people that, if you did something to me, it might hurt, but I've learned that forgiveness is key. So I was just like, okay, I forgive you. It kind of hurt, but I saw things for what they were, and I just let it go. But receiving 2 apologies from people, I didn't realize how great that felt on the other end, because I'm not used to receiving apologies. I'm always the person who just says, let it blow over, no big deal. I'm always the first one to apologize. And usually, holy crap, this lizard from my office just came out and scared the crap out of me. Holy crap. Anyways, that'll give me a heart attack. But anyways, hearing I'm sorry from somebody else, even though I wasn't even harboring any resentment, was a really great feeling for me. And so apologize to people, because you're doing yourself a huge favor, but it feels good for somebody else, even if they're really not mad at you. And really, it all depends on how you define forgiveness. For a long time, forgiveness meant that I was giving power to somebody else, or that I was letting their bad behavior slide, or that, everything was going to go back to the way they used to, and that set me up for hurt again. And really, now forgiveness to me is just, letting things go and being able to live at peace myself. So just change the way you define forgiveness and let yourself have peace. Don't become addicted to being angry or holding grudges, because it doesn't do you any good, and it really doesn't change anything with that other person. It doesn't, teach them any lesson. All right, so for today's passage, wants and needs. Part of taking responsibility for ourselves means taking responsibility for what we want and need, and knowing that that's okay to do. Learning to tune into ourselves, learning to listen to ourselves is an art. It takes practice. We can use our ability to guess what others want and need and apply that skill to ourselves. What does it sound like we might want and need? What would we guess would help us feel better? What are our feelings telling us? Our body, our mind, our intuition. If we ask, then listen closely. We'll hear the answer. We are wiser than we think, and we can be trusted. What we want and need counts. It's important and it's valid. It's okay to learn to participate in meeting our own needs. We can learn to identify what we want and need and be patient with ourselves while we're learning. So today I will pay attention to what I want and need, and I will not discount myself. So that's a great reminder. Tomorrow, we'll be dealing with appreciating our past, and that's something that has helped me as well. I'm going to show you the lizard that has been living in my office for months, and my office has many different colors, so this little creepy thing changes colors, and it scared me yesterday and scared me today. So there it is. He just came creeping out from right there. Yesterday, he was on my weight and scared the crap out of me. So enjoy.